I want you to fire me.
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Do you remember, like, how to podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we started, so.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
So clearly I don't.
All right. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Elite POV, where it's podcast time, and you know what that means. I'm one of your hosts, Phil Cataldo, but you can call me Phillium, alongside the producer who hasn't lost a step in my heart, but has lost a step with OBS.
Clearly.
That is Kyle Masters. What is up?
Oh, man. We're back. Holy shit.
We're back, man.
I clearly I don't remember how to I remember how to EFED, and that's probably why I just did what I just did, because I'm used to just turning this on and saying, all right, click live, and then start doing shit.
Yeah. And then figure it out later, you know?
Yeah. But now it's just like, oh, wait, I got to tell Phil to, okay, now we're good.
Yeah. Well, so obviously for the first episode back, we're doing audio only.
Yeah, fuck all y'all.
There is there is a plan to eventually, maybe one day, come back to video, and then more importantly, come back to live video. As you guys know, when I had left the show last year, I had a kid, and he is a week away from being 4 months old. So we're starting to get a routine down. He goes to bed at around this time. He's sleeping right now. So it's a little bit easier for me now to kind of figure these things out. Yeah, damn. I know. It's insane. Every day is it's a gift. It's a gift of crying and want to put your head against the wall. But the cool thing is, while this show's been away, AEW has gone through a lot of changes, and is what me and Kyle think, and a lot of people seem to think, has gotten back to its original roots, especially with this week's past Dynamite, the last couple of weeks actually, since World's End. And I think it's just awesome time for us to come back. We're dying to talk about it, and we have a lot of thoughts.
We're back, baby. We are not only the show back, but AEW's back. Man, does it ever feel good. That show yesterday was like a breath of fresh air. Let me just track back. Sorry, I didn't mean to say fuck all y'all. I actually love all you guys. But, just this episode, we're going to be audio. No one to see my face anyways, man. Literally, you know what my face looks like? It looks like if, you know those Mr. Potato Head dolls when you were a kid? Yeah, but not put together properly. Like as if you just started putting shit in different holes, and then you're like, yeah, this is where Potato Head.
We're gonna miss Jackie going, Kyle.
Yeah. And she's gonna listen back to this, and she's gonna put it in our chat, guaranteed. As soon as she hears this, and I'm gonna beat you to it, Jackie. I'm gonna see you typing. And I'm gonna type it first.
Exactly. He's just gonna be waiting.
Yeah,
waiting for you to send that.
Yeah, screw my job. I'm gonna be like, no. We gotta wait. Jackie's gonna type me. And they're like, who the fuck's Jackie? I'm like, don't worry about it. She's important.
Like the most famous person in America.
How do you not know who Jackie is? Jax Rodriguez.
The most impressive undefeated streak in EFED history.
It's FTR girl, man. Like, come on.
Oh, you mean her? I know her.
Oh, here we go. FTR girl again.
287.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do with Jackie now, because obviously, even though we stop doing the show, like we're still obviously all friends, right? And we watch it. I mean, I guess so. Breaking news. I think Meltzer reported it today.
Well, that's not true. That ain't true.
But we watch Dynamite together still. We, even when we don't get to watch it together, we still talk a lot. And my favorite thing right now is
naked. Every time.
That's true. My favorite thing is to mess with Jackie, and I'm the biggest Young Bucks fan now. FTR ruined the tag division.
Here we go. Here's Young Bucks guy.
Young Bucks guy. 269.
We already got Young Bucks girl. We got Young Bucks guy. Look, Jesus.
Oh man. If you randomly see me front row at every fucking show you ever watch. Jesus.
Instead of green shirt, Smiley, you have to have like a red shirt with a sad face.
Yeah. Oh, sad shirt guy.
Yeah, sad shirt guy and green shirt guy. And when you guys finally meet and have that like epic photo, it's gonna be like the most viral.
Listen, bro, I've never been more jealous than seeing these people just at every fucking show. Like, bro, what do you do for work?
So funny you say that. I know we're getting off topic, but this is a podcast. Fuck everybody. Anyways, this is our show. Deal with it. But
yeah, we can do what we want.
Funny enough, I've met one of these people, and this one, he's tough to see, but if you know, you know. So there's a guy that usually either sits in the corner or near the front row in a lot of like, WWE pay-per-views, even AEW as of late. He wears a hockey jersey, and it's a Hamilton Bulldogs jersey. There's a big bulldog on the front of it, and I always call that guy Bulldog Guy. Found out, I'm like, is he just an American that doesn't know what the Bulldogs are? No. He lives up here near me. I met him back, oh God, this was like 2016, 2017, at an NXT house show in my city.
Jesus, bro.
Yeah, I saw him and I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, you probably get this all the time, but you're Bulldog Guy, right? And he's like, yep. And I talked to him for a good, 20 minutes before the show. And the guy literally had a 9 to 5. He just worked his days off around like the wrestling calendar, and that's how he booked his days off. He would use all his vacation time on pay-per-views.
What is his 9 to 5 though, bro? These tickets for two things. One, what is his 9 to 5? Because you got to have the money. And more importantly, too, the luck you have to get front rows. It's not like you can just click in and be like, all right, cool, I'll pay the $700 for a front row seat. You have to like get lucky enough to get them.
And I didn't ask him that because I'm stupid, but my guess is that, well, from back in the day when I used to wonder that, there's like you can, get a software that's kind of like hacking in a way, like an auto-clicking software that gets those tickets. I forget. Someone explained it to me once, and I'm like, I have no fucking time for that ever. To have that much
it's
patience.
It's gotta be something, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, like they're the
same
seats,
bro.
The same seats. How do you do that? I've done the Ticketmaster shit, and it's like, nope. You get this seat or nothing. Or you go to click that seat, and it's like, as you're clicking it, it's like, nope, this seat just got sold. It's like, how? I just clicked it now.
My favorite thing, though, is now, like, going to shows with you or Carrie coming here and stuff is when seats go on sale, like, you and Carrie get in because you're in other countries.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like me and Jackie try to get seats, and it just fucking bombs for us and just kicks us out immediately, but you guys are in other countries. Like, I will let them in.
Isn't that wild? Like, an American ticket website's like, nah, fuck Americans.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, you from the UK? Get on here. Get in here. Yeah. Canada? Oh, they definitely get your ass in here. You got enough problems up there as it is. Get in here.
Well, so with that, we can transition right into news that's kind of circulating today. So before we get into news, actually, it's going to be more of a free-flowing show. We know in the past, like, we've gone through the Dynamites, and we've gone like match through match. Me and Kyle talk. We want to talk more of like a free flowing style. If people listen back to like Rant with Ant days when me and G-Rod and Issa would talk, it was just more bigger topics, and then we would get to the matches and stuff. But
it's like having a conversation. That's what I know you guys out there, and you guys let us know if you like that kind of thing. Me personally, and Phil personally too, it creates, I think, less stress prepping for the shows, because when we were doing this before, it was like we had to watch the shows, but at the same time we were taking notes and stressing about having to watch a show before the podcast. Like, if I missed Dynamite yesterday, I still would do the show tonight. Like, I'd still be like, I'll just kind of quickly glance over it and we'll just quickly go into it. But it was just getting to a point where it was burning us out, to be honest. I think it honestly was, the prep was burning us the fuck out. So this is more easy. We just kind of we know a lot of the news in the back of our heads because we're on Twitter. I'm calling Twitter. I'm not. Can I just say
I'm never calling it X.
I'm never fucking calling it X. I heard someone say it the other day, and it made me cringe. Absolutely made me cringe, and they didn't say Twitter. They called it X, and that was it. It's like, ugh, please don't ever say that again, or I'll smack you in the face. But, and that's when I got fired.
I'll V-trigger you. Yeah, I'll V-trigger you through the fucking wall.
And then my boss fired me, but it's...
Yeah.
But, just more free-flowing is, I think, the way to go, and probably you guys will enjoy it more, because it's when I listen to my podcasts out there, I like listening to podcasts that are more like this, just free flowing, having a conversation about shit that's going on, nothing that's structure going. And then Kenny Omega went for a V trigger, and then at the end of the match he pinned him 1, 2, 3. Whoa! How did? Whoa! Riveting.
Well, I didn't also watch this show. Yeah. It is what it is. But I mean, to transition to what I was going to say before. So it's being talked about right now that the rumor is that Forbidden Door 3 might be happening in Japan. Now, as we know, the first 2 Forbidden Doors, one was in Chicago, right? The first one?
First one's in what's the first one? No, the first one's in Toronto because I was at that one.
No. You were at the second one.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
drove
yes.
to the first one.
Yes, you're right. The first one
So
was
the first
in Chicago.
one was in Chicago, and then the second one was in Toronto.
Yeah.
So now you would assume that, given the working relationship that AEW has with New Japan, that at some point they would have to repay the favor and go to New Japan. But before we started recording, Kyle brought up a great point, and that is, with all the people leaving New Japan at this like crazy rate, do they even have a Forbidden Door? Like, who's left? Like, obviously there's a ton of talented people still over there, but the huge stars before Tanahashi builds this roster up again, a lot of them have left.
Like,
so, like, what happened?
Ospreay's on the way out. He's coming here. Okada is rumored to be on the way out. That guy is the most like secretive guy in the entire effing world. So who knows if he'll re-sign? I wouldn't be shocked if he re-signed, because why wouldn't you re-sign? I mean, the guy has been there his whole career, and if he's not going, to either WWE or AEW, then you might as well re-sign. I know he wants, and it's been said before, he wants to wrestle in North America, and it's specifically the United States. He wants to be like wrestle here full time before he ends his career. So that's like it's almost like it's a 50-50. Like, does he continue doing what he's doing now, doing the New Japan stuff and appearing here once in a while, or does he take move here and then wrestle here for the end of his career? So,
well, he doesn't even have to move here. I mean, Will Ospreay didn't move here.
That's
AEW does the contract where you just come, like what Pac is doing, where it's like you come here when you come here, and then when you're not here, you're not here. Fine.
Yeah, just except Pac has like travel issues up the wazoo.
Yeah. Well.
Like, why is it him that only has travel issues? By the way,
no, Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix
too, bro. Phoenix always has travel.
Why the hell is it those two?
Jeez, and they happen to be in the same group. Poor Penta, bro. Give Penta a singles run.
So I'm just saying, there's got to be like something that they're doing that's causing them to have these travel issues, because like if it's only if Penta's getting away with it and he's traveling just as much as Phoenix, and there's a couple more like Jamie Hayter's UK, I'm sure she still lives over there. Yeah. Like there's a few different international people in AEW. Like, how is it just those two?
It's got to, I don't know, bro. It's just like, figure it out, bro.
Yeah.
Can Alex Abrahantes, can he help them, for the love of God, bro?
Where is Marvez, by the way? I haven't seen him in a long time. Renee Young is just like, no, I'll do 100% of the interviews, I guess.
Which is amazing. I said this last night while we were watching it. Like, I'm so happy Renee is all over the damn show.
I think Renee's on the show more than anybody else on the entire show.
Oh, 100%.
I think
multiple segments of the night, and now she's starting to do like in-ring stuff.
Yeah. You know what? To you fans out there, don't say that AEW doesn't put a lot of women on the show, because they put
Renee's on the show.
Renee's on the show all show.
We love that, bro. We love that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, until you brought up that point about Forbidden Door, I didn't even think about that. But it's like, it's not that they don't have talent.
What's a marquee match?
Naito versus Moxley's happening at Windy City.
Yeah, like
Showdown,
they're doing this shit over here.
Yeah, so like, what would be at Forbidden Door? Because, let's say Okada, by the time Forbidden Door comes in June, let's say Okada has come to the States, right?
Yeah.
And either A, he picks AEW, and it's like, well, it's not a Forbidden Door because he's here already. Or B, he goes to WWE and he's off the card. So it's like,
right.
Naito versus Samoa Joe. Like, what do you like? And hey, maybe by then David Finlay will be a bigger deal, but he still needs development in the fans' eyes. I know, like the guy Gabe Kidd. I don't know if you saw stuff about him.
I've been hearing
he's starting to get real popular.
Yeah,
for being a fucking lunatic. And he had a crazy match with Eddie Kingston at Battle in the Valley. And a lot of people want him to be the leader of Bullet Club.
Yeah, I mean, to me, knows? Like I'm thinking back to even just Wrestle Kingdom this year, and who's going to be out. So obviously you got to scratch away Ospreay, and I'm just scratching away Ospreay and Okada. And I'm thinking of perspective of top New Japan guys against top AEW guys. I want to think of who the New Japan guys are going to be. So obviously off the top of my head, Zack Sabre Jr. is going to be one of them. You could probably do something with Hiromu. I mean, Nick Nemeth is officially now. Was it? I think he's signed with New Japan now. So
no, he's with TNA.
Oh wait, yeah, he signed with TNA. Shit, sorry.
Yeah, he's with TNA.
So we're not man. If you sign Mustafa Ali, he's probably one of them. But like, off the top of my head, it's like there are people over there. I maybe because I don't watch New Japan as much as I should. Like I remember seeing people on the card. I'm like, okay, this guy looks like he could be a top star, but is he seen as a top star right now?
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, they could do like Bullet Club War Dogs, which is like Finley, Gabe Kidd, and whoever else is there. And then, against Bullet Club Gold, that would be something cool. But it just gets to a point like you're running out of big names. I mean, they could always bring back the legends, right? They could have like Minoru Suzuki come in or whatever and stuff like that. But there isn't like at Forbidden Door 2, it was a big deal that Ospreay was there. Even at Forbidden Door 1, when he wrestled Orange Cassidy, it was a big deal Ospreay was there. It was a big deal Okada was there. It was a big deal Jay White was there. And now all of those guys are in AEW.
Yeah. So it's tough. It's
and
tough
then with
to put a
the
dream
women,
card
right?
together.
Like, I know that a dream match was Mercedes, who we'll talk about in a second, but Mercedes versus Julia, that seemed to be the direction that Mercedes was going in, as the New Japan Women's Champion, right? A New Japan Strong Women's Champion.
No, well, there's two belts. There's the IWGP Women's Belt, then there's a New Japan Strong Women's Belt. So there's
she was gonna
belts.
The IWGP Strong one. That's the one that Julia has, and it seemed like that they were going in that direction. But now with the reports that Julia's pretty much signed with WWE,
God, kill me now.
Are there other girls?
I'm sorry. Any Fed fans up there? I'm sorry. Just
no,
like,
fuck the Fed. We say that. We say that right now.
But like, come on,
they're not gonna do her right.
She might look great in NXT, but after that, good luck. Because even I'm sorry, it still hasn't. I have no faith.
Look,
still.
my thing for people who are WWE fans, right? Be excited about all the potential signings, but also like be smart about it. Even with Triple H booking, Asuka is still just who cares? Yeah. Like she'll never be the Asuka that she was in NXT. Kairi Sane is just a member of a group. Like Io Shirai is doing cool things, but like when she loses the title, will anybody care? You know what I mean? So it's like Julia works a very fucking strong style. Are they gonna let her do that?
I think the issue with them is they don't know how to handle a superstar who has a language barrier. Yeah. AEW has no, and I'm not trying to compare. I'm not trying to do tribalism shit here. But AEW doesn't have that problem. Hikaru Shida has been a 3-time women's world champion.
Yeah.
And she can barely speak English.
She's super over with the crowd.
Like all her promos and vignettes and stuff are like half in Japanese, and she still becomes world champion. For some reason over there, I don't know. It's because they sell more to the casual, and the casual is like, what? You know what I mean? Like they're not accepting of that for whatever reason. They have a trouble booking someone who has a language barrier over there. They really do.
Well, I feel like WWE, you have to there's boxes you have to check off before they kind of elevate you to a champion status. Where in AEW, if you're good, you're good. And if you're over, you're over. They don't really, they'll figure out all the other stuff later. But it's what woman, even we got Mariah May, right? One of Kyle's favorites. She was from Japan. She would have been the Forbidden Door thing from Stardom. And with this, this crazy rumor out there that WWE is trying to partner with promotions, there was a rumor of them maybe trying to partner with Stardom. So it's imagine if that happens, all the Stardom women are off the table. So what's the women's match at Forbidden Door then?
Yeah.
Because there are women who wrestle in New Japan on the American side out of the LA dojo.
But that's nothing to sell the pay-per-view with.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be the 0 hour.
They're good, but they're not amazing. You know what I mean? And it's maybe they'll have to adjust it. I mean, I saw at Hard to Kill, TNA announced their deal with AAA. Mm-hmm. Does that change how things are? Because I know that AAA doesn't like working with New Japan. So do you bring in more of the CMLL guys?
Yeah.
Or CML guys to work that show as well? It's just very interesting.
Yeah. And then, what's her name? She's the I mean, she has nothing to do with New Japan, but like that would be a great signing for a Stardom or a New Japan women's signing would be Camille if she didn't come to AEW.
Well, it's being reported Camille was at Dynamite this past week backstage, and which is shocking to me because I would have assumed she's like WWE, like she's exactly what they want. She's big as hell. She's super strong. She has a great presence to her. She was the NWA Women's Champion. I know COVID kind of affected all these records in like the crazy way. Like without COVID, Roman's not a 3.5-year champion. I think Camille was like a 3-year champion herself as a women's champion. Yeah, because COVID, I mean, NWA stopped for like a year. Year and a half.
Yeah. So but technically a 3.5-year champion.
Yeah. But she's awesome. You know, like I remember she wrestled in AEW. She wrestled against Layla Hirsch.
Yep. That was a sick match.
And they had like, and you saw the size difference is cool. And, you know, hey, Tony Khan said in that press conference after World's End that he's looking to boost the women's division. He's going to be very, very, you know, vigilant in getting these women to come to AEW to sign it. You know, thank you to Athena and Billy Starks for changing this dude's mind around when it comes to women's wrestling.
And I just seen this. Like, speaking of, do you know and I can't remember. Is Lady Frost signed with us?
Yeah, to Ring of Honor.
Oh, Ring of Honor. Mm-hmm. Okay, so she can still potentially jump to Dynamite. And I think that's someone that eventually, when she jumps to AEW's women's roster, that it's just going to add to how stacked that women's roster is.
Lady Frost is awesome.
Mm-hmm. She is so good in the ring. Oh my god!
But even like Trisha Dora, Dora had a really good match with Julia.
Oh, that's
and like
right.
Everybody is like loving Julia, saying she's one of the best women in the world, if not the best woman in the world right now. Trisha Dora hung with her and had a great match. So like, she's someone who signed the Ring of Honor. She's with the Infantry, you know. And so AEW has a stacked women's division, and you know, we might as well talk about it now. You know. Obviously, since we've been gone, a lot has changed. First, Mercedes or Sasha Banks was going to first she was going to AEW. We saw her at All In. Then it's like, well, that fell through, and you know, whatever plans they had with her, it was probably involving Jade because AEW loses Jade, and then you know, Mercedes is off the table, and then whatever happened with WWE, which, if the rumor is true that she wanted as much money or more money as Charlotte and Becky, and they told her no. That's wild that they didn't give that to her.
That is
considering
so
she's in
wild.
Fucking Star Wars and is like a huge deal and sells
one
a ton
of
of
the
merch
greatest women stars of all time.
Yeah, come on, bro. And you pay that money just to keep the 4 horsewomen together.
If you have a top 10 women wrestlers in the WWE of all time, Sasha's in there.
To me, it's
even
her and
top
Charlotte
5.
are 1 and 2.
Yeah,
her and Charlotte are 1 or 2. And there's no argument. I don't want to hear the Trish argument. No, stop.
At the end of Trish's career, sure, but like 90% of her career was
bullshit.
the diva shit. Like
she was fucking barking for
even
Vince
worse
McMahon.
than that. Yeah,
we're not.
The
we're not
brawn panties era.
Yeah, no. But so now it's being reported for a while now that Mercedes is most likely going to sign with AEW. We have Andrew Zarian talking about it, Sean Ross Sapp talking about it. So it seems like she's coming now. We don't know when. I was at World's End. She didn't show up. I was at the Dynamite in Newark the week after, or Newark, as I should say for Jackie. And then Newark. Daly's Place, not there. Last week, not there. So who knows what's going to happen, but it's exciting times to think that Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks might be showing up in AEW.
And I said this weeks ago, as soon as it didn't happen at World's End, I'm like, okay. And then that's when they announced that, like, you know, the Greensboro Coliseum was basically at 15,000. I'm like, okay, that's it. That's going to be it. It's going to be a revolution. The crowd is going to be huge. You can't have her debut in a crowd full of 2,000 people.
Yeah.
Something like that. And because she is a big star.
You need the visual, right? You need the camera to be able to pan out so you can see people going crazy. I think as amazing the clip was, and I watch it all the time, of Adam Copeland debuting in Seattle, like the camera never pans to the left side. Yeah. It always stays on one angle, and you're like, well, like what's up with the other side? You know what I mean? What's going?
And I hate the argument that it's like, oh, it's only AEW. Okay, if you do yourself a favor and pull up some WrestleTix, because shout outs to them, best website for keeping up with Wrestle tickets, but There is a lot of WWE shows where they don't include that side, so it's not just AEW. I don't want to fucking hear that argument.
Or they blackout seats. Like, it is what it is, right? The people aren't spending money like they used to. Like, it's tough times out here.
It is. It is rough. But even, I'm just saying, like, they act like WWE never blocks that side. Yes, they do. The proof is there. Just no one wants to look at it. But anyways, back to this. Yes, Mercedes. I just, my gut's telling me it's got to be like a big event, and if she's coming in, that's the spot to do it. I think right now it looks like what they're doing with Tony, they're building up for Tony versus Deonna Purrazzo for the title at Revolution, which is going to be interesting. I think that if you're going to debut her, obviously you're debuting her after the match, and whoever the champion may be, I don't know if they try to give Deonna a run with the belt. Like, that would be wild, but Tony Storm is putting on like the best work out of any company in any gimmick right now. Tony Storm is the best.
And listen, I'm not the guy to talk about ratings because I don't give a fuck. But everybody keeps talking about today that her segment was the highest rated segment. Like, that every time Tony Storm's on TV, it pops a rating. So it's like, if you're bringing in Mercedes to kind of revolve the division around her, which is what we keep hearing from like Angel Zarian and stuff, is Tony Storm is a big deal, and she could feud with her right away. Deonna's a big deal to everybody who watches wrestling outside of WWE. You know, Deonna's a big deal, and then you add them to, Mariah May was a fucking huge deal in Stardom. So like, she's just in the weight, and like, if you're able to get Camille, or even if you don't, like, the division is still really good. We still don't have Britt Baker back, and we still don't have Jamie Hayter back.
And
so like,
we
that's
got like
crazy.
Julia Hart with like the greatest entrance of all time, and her now is TBS
Sky Blue,
champion. Yeah,
Willow and Mercedes have unfinished business since Mercedes got hurt in their match. You have Chris Statlander, who has become a megastar over the past year. Like,
this division is big.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it keeps growing. It's wild, but to track back to the rumors of what like is on the table if Mercedes comes in and what she's demanded. Why did it have to take her to do this?
Yeah.
A like second woman segment, another match.
I love that. For people who don't know, the rumor is that in Mercedes' deal, there's a clause that whatever segment she's in is separate from the women's segment, in the sense of there's always two.
Yeah. So it's nothing against the other woman. She's just trying to get another segment shown on TV, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. So if you're not in the Mercedes segment, that does not count as the women's segment for the night. So they would still get their own segment. So that's 2 women's segment a night whenever Mercedes on the show.
And potentially 2 matches. I'd fucking be like, you know what? If I'm not in a segment, we're doing 2 matches. We're doing one women's segment and 2 matches. Yeah, there is. Because there's some matches where I'm like, oh, get out of here.
Listen, and it's not even just a bad thing, but like, look at last night's Dynamite, right? Like, Orange Cassidy, that tag match with Penta, like, what are we doing that for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that could have been on Rampage. I know Jeff Hardy hates being on Rampage. But
oh my god.
All right, like, it's fine. Rampage has been really good lately. We got Statlander versus Queen Aminata, which is another fucking great signing that AEW made because she's awesome. Her and Mariah May had a great match.
Oh my god, that was
Mariah's debut.
Fantastic women's match. And if you guys miss it, please do yourself a favor, sit down and rewatch that match from start to finish. Like, they popped off, and the crowd was so good for it too.
Yeah.
Like, they
I was there. That was in Newark.
Yeah.
But it's cool too, because like, my favorite thing about Mariah May is that she but she, like, visually, when you look at her, you think of like Mandy Rose, Summer Rae, like people like that, right?
Yeah.
And then she wrestles like fucking the Japanese girls. She wrestles this crazy strong style and like really lays her hits in. And it's like, yo, this is fucking awesome.
And this was ultimately why I was beyond over the top moon excited for her coming in. Yeah, obviously, she's a beautiful woman. You can't lie, right? She's a beautiful woman. But like, her skill in the ring is what I was way more amazed by. Like, when I was watching her clips and I watched a few of her matches in Stardom, I was like, oh my god, like, if she ever becomes a free agent, AEW needs to get, like, throw the bag at her, because she is so good in her. She's excellent at her craft, which is fantastic. So not only does she have the looks down pat, now she's got she's got the charisma too. She's hilarious on Twitter, and even in her promo, she
she's
nails
so
it.
good. She gets it.
And then now she's got the complete package. Like I don't know if a lot of people do appreciate and understand how big of a signing she was. I just don't know if people really understand how big of a signing that Mariah May was to this company.
And especially with the news that Tony Khan said that he wants to take AEW in more of like a New Japan direction.
Yeah.
So she's like tailor-made for it then.
Exactly. And it's funny enough you mentioned, I just thought about it because you mentioned Jeff Hardy. To be fair, and I'm not trying. I will side with Jeff Hardy on one thing he said though in that tweet. If anyone didn't see it, he tweeted out saying that the match should have been advertised last week because it's in his his home state. And I'm like, you know what? He's kind of right. Like, why wasn't this announced last week? It's in Jeff Hardy's home state, and he's having a match, but it's on like the B show. Let's be real, it's the B show or the C show.
The C show.
Yeah, I guess there's two.
The Collision is the A show. I'm sorry, bro. I side with Jackie.
Oh, you're a collider.
I'm a Collision cowboy, bro. Bang bang
Collision
gang. Cowboy. I'm a Collision cowboy, baby.
But I mean, he does have a point though, right? Like, you kind of wish they would have advertised it a little bit. You know what I mean? Or like at least ran a segment last week, even on Collision last week.
Kind of building it up.
Yeah, like next week on Rampage, my home state, me and you, OC. Like, you know what I mean? Like something like that. Is he facing Orange Cassidy? I don't remember who he's facing.
No, he's facing Darby.
Darby Allin. Yeah, there. Easy. You could have done something easy. We know Darby Allin has this thing going on right now, but that could have easily been something done to advertise that a little bit. That probably would have helped with the ticket sales because they were struggling with this show.
Yeah.
So like, maybe just like an overthought, you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of stuff can get lost in the shuffle, especially with the company has a lot of top end stars, but it is what it is. And I guess speaking of that, do we want to talk about a certain star that's now officially on the way out?
Oh, Andrade?
Or now set to be? Do you think he's going to go back to his old name?
Well, just Andrade Almas.
What is it, Cien Almas?
No, he was just Andrade Almas. He was always Andrade. He hasn't been Cien Almas since NXT. Andrade Cien Almas. No.
Triple H is there now.
Nah. He ain't still WWE, bro. Wait, Triple H just booking the show. But the Andrade thing is weird because, for people who don't know, it's being reported that originally Andrade was going to re-sign with AEW. Actually, his contract was up probably in like the beginning of 2023, but because of all the injury time he had, it got extended to the end of 2023. And it's being reported that he was going to re-sign, and that's why he brought in Ric Flair. He actually was the one who fought to bring in Ric Flair, and that Charlotte convinced him to go back to WWE, which you understand, right? It's his wife, so you get that. But it's like, it's kind of fucked up because like he brought in Ric Flair.
And now Ric Flair's getting all this backlash, and he's like, all right, now he's yours. See ya.
Yeah, see ya. Not my problem.
So it's like they dropped off the dad at the senior home. It's all right. It's your problem now.
Yeah. You take care of it. Bye. And just sped off.
Because now literally every single time, you can't go by the crowd reaction. The crowd's always going to yell woo every single time Ric Flair's on TV. But every single time AEW posts either new merch or a clip of him on TV,
oh my God,
the comment section is just trashing it.
Oh my God, just ripping him to shreds.
Like, you see the tribalism out there, but go do yourself a favor and go read a Ric Flair AEW post comments.
Jeez.
You're gonna have a wild time reading all those comments. I've never seen someone get shit on so much before. But I mean, I don't sit here wish ill will on people. It's unfortunate, but you kind of dug your own hole there, AEW, with that. Yeah, you did. We fucked up with that one. Yeah,
but it's. I mean, listen. There was reports of Andrade being unhappy for I don't know, 2 years, a year. Andrade was one of the Punk guys that was on Collision. That stupid shit that they did where people fucking just stayed on Collision.
Oh, right. Yeah, like the weird made-up brand split.
Yeah, so, odd. I mean, we kind of figured that he wouldn't resign. And I'm going to be honest with you, Roosh is better. I'd rather have Roosh. If we're gonna push a Mexican star to the moon, let it be Roosh. Roosh is so fucking good, and he wants to be here. At least it seems like, and I mean, it's not like Mexican versus Mexican, but it's like
AEW needs the Mexicools.
Oh my god,
we need some John Deere driving motherfuckers driving down to the
Vikingo. That's what's gonna happen.
No, stop.
That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna sign the Viking Raiders. He's gonna come out with them.
Yeah, that's totally something Vince would do. If they ever got, if he ever signed with the Fed and Vince was still in charge, 100% he'd be with the Viking Raiders.
100%, bro.
What's his name? Vikingo. Oh, yeah, Viking Raiders. Yeah, that's good shit.
Yeah, 100%.
That's so you. Exactly what Moxley said. It's exactly how the conversation would go.
100%. It's just like, I don't know. I'm not gonna miss him. And Andrade was my favorite guy when he was in NXT. When he was a champion, he had Zelina. He was my favorite guy, and
it looked like that was going that way, right? With the whole CJ thing, I'm like, oh, maybe we're actually gonna get, kind of like a redone version of this, but.
But see, here's Tony Khan's biggest flaw, and we're seeing it happen in real time. Is when he comes up with a storyline for you. If something happens where you get hurt or your opponent gets hurt or something doesn't go the way of the storyline, he freezes it. He doesn't go away from it. He doesn't adjust. So as everybody knows, because if anybody follows CJ Perry on any of her social medias, you have seen her disgusting ass finger way too many times, right?
Flesh-eating disease. Like, what's going on there?
Insane, right? So she is clearly off TV for a while. I know she had a surgery now. She's reporting that, or she's saying that she's going to have to get another surgery.
She might lose that finger, man. What the fuck?
So Miro is off TV for a while because the story is clearly going in a direction with CJ saving him.
Yeah.
But also on the other side of things, as fans, we need to realize that historically in WWE, when the relationship grows sour and you are out the door and you're not re-signing your contract, they fucking bury you on the way out. Look at Jon Moxley, what they did to Dean Ambrose on the way out.
Oh my god!
And he talks about it in his book, and it's happened to a lot of other wrestlers. Or they like send you home, and like you're just forgotten about, and they do everything in their power to kind of like make you look lesser than you are. But Jade had 2 great matches at the end, both with Statlander, to put Statlander over and really showcase Jade. And Andrade got to be in the fucking Continental Classic, which was honestly, I don't know how you feel, but I think it's the best thing AEW's ever done. And I loved it so much. Yeah. So, like, you get to put Andrade in that with the names that were in that tournament. Like, they showcased him to the moon. But whatever, we have Roosh.
The only thing I have an issue with that, and it has nothing to do with the tournament, it's the belt. It's not the belt shouldn't be carried around after. It should have been just one. The person gets to bring it home and put on their trophy mantle until next year's Continental Classic, and they get an automatic buy-in into the tournament because they come in as last year's champion. They don't need to be defending the fucking belt ever after the tournament.
Well, it's weird because so at Battle in the Valley, Eddie Kingston defended only the New Japan Strong belt because that's the belt that Gabe Kidd wanted.
I thought they did both, didn't they not?
No, he only did that one.
Okay.
So when this is where it's confusing, right? So you're the Triple Crown champion, but if you lose the Ring of Honor and the Strong title, are you still I don't understand how that works.
That's why I was confused that they did to be honest, it should have been a trophy. Okay?
Yeah.
It should not have been a belt. But you go to AEW's rosters page and it's listed as one of the champions, as an AEW Continental Champion. It shouldn't be a champion. It should just be utilized. If it's a belt, sure, fine. If you didn't want to do a trophy, don't do a trophy and use a belt. But at the same time, don't make it part of the fucking roster.
Yeah, the Owen Hart Memorial.
Exactly.
It's a belt, but it's more of a trophy.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be a belt to be defended. I just don't like it. It should be just defended in the tournament. That's why it's called the Continental Champion for the Continental Classic.
Yeah. Now, how do you feel about a women's one, especially with them bringing in a lot of these heavy hitter women, right? Like we have Athena, we have Sheeta, Statlander. You could put it on. Serena Deeb just came back. You know what I mean? So
this needs to be clipped right here. This conversation so that it gets trending and people can freaking talk about this. 100% yes. because not only are you going to showcase the current roster you have, the women's division you have that's continuing to get bigger and bigger, but 2, you can use a lot of the Ring of Honor women as well, like a few of them, to showcase them and how how much of the hard work they've been doing. So girls like you just said, Athena, you can include her in there. You can include Lady Frost in there, Billy Starks. You know what I mean? Have a bigger tournament too. You know what I mean? There was only like 8 people for the men's. They could literally do a bigger one for the women's if they really wanted to.
No, it was more than 8, wasn't it?
I swear to God, it was more than 8, or maybe it was more than 8. Was it?
Was it 8 on each side? I think it was 16.
God, I'm gonna look this up while we talk.
Or
about
12.
It,
was
yes,
it 6 on each side?
100%. They need to do a women's one.
Oh yeah, it's. But just think about it, right? Like, if you do bring in Mercedes, you have Mercedes, Athena, Taya Valkyrie, who is in Ring of Honor, who has a ton of.
Oh, it was 12. Okay,
sorry, 12. So like, off the top of her head, Mercedes, Athena, Taya Valkyrie, Deonna Purrazzo,
Tony Storm,
Chris Statlander, Tony Storm, Mariah May, fucking Billy Starks, Julia Hart, Sky Blue.
You know Sky Blue gonna be in that tournament.
Yeah, bro. Listen.
that's the first announced wrestler in that tournament is Sky Blue.
Sky Blue's gonna get like a bye to the finals. I love Tony Khan's love for Sky Blue.
Yeah, because it's all of us.
Yeah, 100%. Didn't they come out and say like Sky Blue had the most matches of like anyone in the company, not just the women, like anyone?
She had to have. I don't know, but I believe it.
Like, you don't go a week without Sky Blue being on one of the shows.
It was this week, actually.
Oh, she's not on Collision? What's the women's match on Collision?
I don't think it's Sky Blue. I think she's missing this week. I think it's probably like the first week in like weeks that there's gonna be a week with no Sky Blue. But like anyways, like tracking back, Britt Baker when she comes back, and definitely
Jamie Hayter.
She is 100% gonna be in it.
Right? Yeah, Ty Mello when she comes back, because she should be back in like probably 4 to 6 months.
Go nuts, man.
Even
I feel a feeling like Marina Shafir, like a Layla Hirsch might be in there.
Listen, I know a lot of people shit on Marina Shafir.
I mean, they have a big roster.
Ever since Jon Moxley made that statement,
Thunder Rosa,
about that Marina is fucking the truth. If you watch Marina on the indies, especially in like Wrestling Revolver and shit, yo, she be beating girls' asses, bro. It's fucking fire. Like, if that Marina shows up in AEW, you
know what?
Nyla Rose, like, the women's division is so stacked.
I'm on the AEW like roster page. Shout out to AEW for giving the referees their own profiles, man.
Love that.
Each of the referees have their own profiles.
They're real people.
And then in the broadcast team section, it's a huge broadcast team, by the way. My God, they include everybody in here, even the backstage people.
Nice. Shout out to Lexi Nair.
Yeah,
because I didn't like her at first, but I love her now.
Alex Abrahantes is in his hype attire. He's not even in a suit. He's in his like Zero Miedo shirt with his gloves on.
Fuck yeah.
But anyways,
love that.
Yeah, they can definitely do a women's. They should do a women's Continental Classic, 100%.
And you know, with all that saying, and you know, we can just talk about the overall state of AEW in general, and it's just like, you know, with the Continental Classic being as good as it was, you know, with this like resurge of just like good vibes and energy that the company has been on now. The Bucks came back with these incredible heel characters, the EVP Bucks, and just like, being everything that Twitter says they are, and the rise of Swerve Strickland, and the return of Hangman to like his main event roots, and him looking like fucking Magnum TA.
Oh my God, wild how much he looks like Magnum TA.
Oh my God. And you know, with Samoa Joe being champion, with absolutely insane.
That's, man, they're primed right now. They have a really deep roster, and oh man, I'm sorry, I'm looking through the roster page, and there's people on here where I'm like, oh my God, I forgot he was in the company. Like guys, like
you have like
Kota Ibushi, but I think something's going on with him.
Yeah, Kota's got to get surgery. He'll be out for a while.
And poor Kenny Omega.
But like, you know, I know Kenny's out for for who knows how long, which we feel terrible about. But there's just so many people here, and you could and like I can't. Like I was at World's End. I was in that building, and I still can't believe Samoa Joe won.
Yeah,
like that is just fucking mind blowing to me that they actually did the right decision. Like these opportunities come up in wrestling all the time, and obviously AEW is a newer company, so it hasn't like we've kind of seen the writing on the wall, but it's been more on like a bigger level. And every time stories like this happen with Joe and MJF, like WWE never pulls the trigger. They'd rather vacate the belt and do whatever, but never give it to the guy that it just makes sense to go to. And like AEW did it, so kudos on them. Because Joe's an awesome champion, right? We saw last night he had this fucking unbelievable match with Hook. Like people talk about AEW with their storytelling, like there's a fucking storytelling match right there.
Yep.
Made Hook look like the biggest fucking underdog babyface in the history of the goddamn company. It was incredible to watch, and it did great numbers for them. And the reaction online was highly positive. So, and then like we don't have MJF for who knows how long because he has to get surgery or go through like this crazy rehab, and we don't know when Adam Cole's gonna come back. And
he's still in a boot.
So like we don't
interesting.
We don't know what's happening. Like he's only ever ringside, like when they're doing promos. Like, you know what I mean? Like when they're doing something that involves a match, he's not ringside. So it would make me believe that he's not cleared. At least that level of physicality,
I was I can say I was weird. It was sitting there going in my head before Joe won. Like, how is it gonna feel with him being world champion? Like, well deserved. Good. Like he deserves like a main roster championship and something he never got in WWE. But like, I'm like, how is this gonna feel as him like world champion? Is he gonna feel off or whatnot? And it's just felt just absolute badass him being the AEW World Champion right now. And he's only had it for a few weeks, and he feels like he should be world champion for a while now. Like he's doing such a good job with it, and it's just, oh my god, like fire me up every single time he's on TV, man. And now goes out and has a banger with Hook.
The aura of a champion, like, and that's the thing, like, a lot of people like fucking dumbass busted open and shit. They always bring up the same things of why AEW is failing, right? And it's like, you can't hide crowd reaction, and then you mix that with like in-ring work, and like AEW only puts the belt on people with a high in-ring work. You look at all the champions they've had so far; it's all been like incredible wrestlers. So it's like you give it to Joe, you slap him in a suit, he's one of the best talkers, most believable talkers in the entire business, and he's a great wrestler. He has a great aura. The crowd is super into him. Yeah, and then just Swerve and Hangman being around him elevate them even more, even though they were already elevated to begin with. Like that triple threat, which it seems is going to be at Revolution, is going to be a huge deal.
I think too, AEW, I don't think they've had a world champion like Samoa Joe, like a guy that's a big badass, does not give two shits about who you are type of attitude. Like there hasn't been a world champion like Joe. You've had Jericho, who's Jericho. Hangman Page is Hangman Page. Like Kenny's Kenny.
Moxley is similar in like the attitude, but he's not big.
No, like he's not like a. I can't say he's not believable, but Moxley was. It was more when you saw Moxley as a champion, he was representing, like he was like he is AEW.
Yeah.
When you see Samoa Joe as a world champion, you're like, oh, this guy's gonna beat the fuck out of anybody.
Yeah. Like you send Samoa Joe on like a radio interview or like a TV, and you're like, oh, that's a pro wrestler. You know what I mean? Like he looks huge.
That'd be sweet, man. Give me John Moxley and Samoa Joe in a few. And oh my god.
I mean, Moxley is facing Naito.
Yeah.
Coming up in Chicago. That's gonna be wild.
But
yeah, like Samoa Joe is just what a fucking perfect choice. And obviously it was probably gonna be Adam Cole taking the belt off of MJF, but with injuries and stuff. But like, the one thing that I need to, and everybody needs to hear your full opinion on, is the Undisputed Kingdom.
Oh man, for one thing, Mikey Ruckus, man, fucking bravo with creating another banger. He just pumps out bangers, this guy, man. And this I love. I got to talk about the theme song first. Absolutely fantastic theme song. You got Undisputed Era theme vibes in there, mixed in with Adam Cole's theme song vibes. It's just so well done. And then the name, too, Undisputed Kingdom. Like, they literally, you got fan service up the wahoo with that one, man. Everyone was like, oh, if they ever did them and them together, it'd be Undisputed Kingdom. It's exactly what they did. They're like, nope, we're doing it. We're have half the Kingdom and half Undisputed Era mixed in with Wardlow.
Oh my God.
And we have now the Undisputed Kingdom, which is and just wait, now when Adam Cole comes back from injury, like that faction is just gonna take off. Like they're basically now, like, they're still doing good. I'm glad they're still trying to do something with them and not just kind of putting him off to the side until Adam Cole's healthy. Now that, like, Roderick Strong with the two Kingdom guys are, you know, still getting their names out there and getting in the mix. Then you have Cole that keeps teasing Wardlow, and Wardlow keeps, you know, giving his little, like, side eye things like, yeah, you know, if I win that belt, I'm not giving it to you.
Yeah, they're building to, like, the Wardlow Batista moment where, like, he power bombs Adam Cole,
which is interesting because I don't know if that is the. You got to think by the end of this year, Swerve is going to be AEW champion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has to be. Like, this is the time to pull the trigger, whether it be at Wembley. And we were talking about it watching Dynamite, where I was like, you know what will be really sweet and I think would be fantastic for Swerve. It would be cool to see Ospreay if he were to win the world title in the UK at All In, or All Out. No, All In.
Yeah.
At the same time, it would be even sweeter if Ospreay walked in as champion and Swerve took it off of him in his home damn country at All In. And you just think about it, people would think, oh, the crowd. No, the crowd would be fucking down the middle for that match. Like, you're talking dual chants from start to finish in that match. That's that match right there, Swerve versus
Ospreay.
Swerve versus Ospreay. That's like Rock Cena level of a hype for a big event.
Yeah.
Like, that match is going to be that will sell out whatever tickets you have left for that damn match.
Yeah. Because remember, the audience that's going to All In are the more international fans. So, like, they know Ospreay from Japan. They know everything that comes along with Ospreay, and he's from the UK. And then you add in with the just meteoric rise of Swerve right now, and it's like it's going to be the perfect thing. And obviously, to me, at least, it seems like the story that they're telling is in a triple threat match, Swerve and Hangman will be the reason neither one of them win, so we can extend Joe's reign.
Yeah.
And maybe one of them win at Double or Nothing from Joe, like whoever survives out of the Hangman Swerve thing, or maybe they push it, you know, closer to like a special Dynamite. You know, they do all those special ones all the time.
There might even be another pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. They're talking about doing more pay-per-views now.
Yeah. Like, we don't know. Right now it's not announced, but there could very well be a pay-per-view sometime in April before Double or Nothing, or if they don't do Forbidden Door, there'll be another pay-per-view in June or even July before All In.
Jeez.
Who knows, man? Like, who knows? There could very well be, but it all depends on what they do, right? If they don't do Forbidden Door this year, that could probably be the next pay-per-view. It would be in that place. So, besides that, I just, what Samoa Joe is doing with the world title right now is fantastic. The new look of the world title, I think, is great. It looks a lot better than what the rumored pictures were. I thought the middle logo was going to be a lot different, but basically they just changed the side plates to add circle side plates for wrestlers now.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm the same way. Like,
because that is such a WWE thing.
I know.
Listen, I'm not a fucking historian here. All right, I'm sure other companies did it, but like, if they didn't, modern history, I think of WWE. That's like a them thing. So like, I liked that the title was just a title. You know, like the NWA belt didn't have fucking side plates.
Yeah.
Just put their name on the bottom. It's fine. You know what I mean? But I mean, hey, the belt looks sick. It looks awesome.
You know exactly what
really cool.
I know exactly what I think why they did it, and it doesn't really make sense, but I think this is the reason why. It's to sell it in mainstream. You know how WWE does. Remember they gave the belts with the side plates of whatever sports team that won the championship. Now AEW can do the same with their belt, and we saw them do it with that college championship team. That was like kind of like the debut of the side plates. They literally gave them a belt with those side plates on that belt. So.
Did they with Michigan?
Yeah. So like this is probably what.
I didn't even see that.
It at least factors into the idea of doing that they can now sell it to get that belt more recognized and get the company more recognized in mainstream, like especially with sports. So I know WWE's now taking it a step further where you can actually do a full fucking like NFL team belt now. And they look awful, by the way.
Listen. All right. As a Jets fan, okay, we ever wanted titles since like what, Super Bowl III? Okay. Don't let me see you out here if your team has not won a fucking Super Bowl recently, all right?
Yeah.
Walking around with them title belts, all right? You want to be a Kansas City fan with a belt? Fine. You want to be an Eagles fan around WrestleMania time? Fine. You want to have that belt? Rock that shit. You want to be a Patriots fan? Rock 6 of them.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. All right. Fuck the Pats, though, Kyle. Yeah, I'm happy this is your downfall era now. Hey. All right. But don't let me catch you out here, and Brittany's in the other room, so she'll probably hear this and yell at me. Don't let me see you out here, a Buffalo Bills fan, never won fucking nothing, okay? Walking around with a fucking WWE title belt. Like, win first, all right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but those belts look absolutely garbage.
Horrible. They look like
awful.
Like a kid designed them, bro.
Literally, they look like they'd be, have the Fisher Price logo on it.
Yeah, get out of here, bro. Get out of here.
And they're like over $600.
Yeah, dude.
Who is the money to spend?
Hopefully, with these new designs, right? The belts are a little cheaper, all right? Because $700 for these fucking belts, all right? Like, yo, if AEW can get these belts down to like a crisp $350,
the crisp,
sign me up, bro.
Yeah, but do what I did. I went and bought the toy belt, put on display in my background.
I got the toy belt too. You know what I mean? It's up. I'm looking at it on my wall sign, but it's too little. You know what I mean? I want the real.
I know it's tiny.
Thing. All right, it's a little belt. All right.
I almost made the mistake of buying like an action figure belt one time, and I thought it was the fucking toy belt. And I didn't see it till the last second.
$10?
Yeah, I didn't see it till the last second. I'm like, oh wait, it says Mattel on it.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. That's so. Man, I would have wished you had a camera when you opened it. Like, wait, what the fuck?
Did I just get gypped?
Yeah. But man, like, cause like I want a TNT title, I want an AEW title, I want the TBS title because that title is so beautiful. The international title is very nice.
Yeah.
So like, come on, man. Let's get this out here.
Can we get like?
I don't want the Triple Crown title.
WWE has the commemorative belts, right? Those were cheaper, and I think if they still sell them, I don't know because they went to Fanatics now. But back in the day, you could buy like the replica belt or the commemorative belt, and the commemorative belt was like almost half cheaper. Yeah, exactly. And I have that. My Intercontinental belt is a commemorative belt. It's the same size. It's just it's plastic.
My SmackDown women's belt is that size. The only difference is there's no side plates. You can't take the side plates off.
Well, mine's like the old belt.
It's well, yeah. I mean, but it's like still plastic or whatever. But like, it's a little bit smaller, and you can't replace the side plates for the newer belts at least. But
okay,
yeah. That's. I mean, I want an AEW belt so bad, bro. Every time I go to the show, like, when I was at World's End, and shout out to Rob, if you listen to this, like the guy that was sitting in front of us was bitching and moaning the whole show about how much he doesn't like AEW, and then he got up and bought a $700 belt. I'm like, bro, you are a fucking mark on the highest level.
Who
you just shit on the show for fucking 3 hours, and
you
then
went and bought a belt.
Get out of here, bro. Jesus.
I remember when before they even made those, like somehow people were just going right to like belt creating companies and go, can you make this?
No, yeah, on eBay or fuck, what is it? I work with a kid who he does that with the New Japan belts.
Oh, okay.
Like there's like plays like I don't want to fucking say the name, not like Pinterest and shit like that. But like there's all the like custom pages or whatever, and he has like what's the belt that Jay White had in Japan? Not the New Japan.
Did he have the Intercontinental belt? IWGP.
Was it the never open weight belt or whatever?
Oh yeah.
No, he had the US belt, didn't he, for a while?
God,
or am I crazy?
They have a ton of belts too, man.
Yeah, but like he had one of those belts, and the kid that I work with bought him.
Oh.
And he was like, "Sure." I was like, "How the fuck do you have that?" He was like, "Oh, it was like $200. I got it from this belt creator," which is cool, I guess. You know what I mean? But like,
damn,
I want the real thing.
Like, and I saw one up close, And it was at the yeah, it was the Full Gear I went to, the first ever Full Gear. Someone had one, and the company was like just starting, right?
Yeah,
like someone had one. I'm like, how'd you get that? And he's like, no, I got it made. Some company made it. I'm like, what? But yeah, like I got to touch it. I'm like, holy shit, this thing was like legit. Like it looked just like the belt. I'm like, damn, man.
We need an Elite POV belt. We need to make it as ugly as possible.
Oh my god, the center plate's got to be the center yellow logo we got.
And it's got to be a spinner.
100%. I was just gonna say it's got to spin.
It has to be a fucking spinner.
It's gonna be bedazzled all over.
Yeah. Got to be a spinner. And instead of a big W, it's a big E.
Oh my god.
Somebody make that belt for us, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody on Twitter.
If you're gonna
make
grab
a picture of it.
I mean, I am. Yeah. I could probably do it, but
yeah,
I'm not going to.
I don't know, but any final thoughts to
oh man,
end our first episode back?
It's great to be back, guys. This is what it's gonna be like from now on. It's just gonna be us shooting the shit. Jackie might come back. I guarantee Jackie will come.
We're trying. All right, guys, we're trying.
And if you want, just don't DM her and be dumb about it. Just tweet her, like, Jackie, we miss you. Come back to Elite POV. Just that simple as that. Don't harass her. Just one tweet or 5.
100.
500. But no, it's I'm happy. I'm glad that we're getting back to it's man. When you podcast for so long and then you don't, it happened to us many times where we had the itch. Mm-hmm. We had the itch, and now that AEW is kind of like, going back to their roots.
It's back to what it was when we fell in love with it. Right? I think that. Listen, I hate CM Punk. Fuck that guy and everything he stands on. And shout out to Jungle Boy for returning back to New Japan, which was fucking crazy. Let me tell you that.
Yo, the name though, Scapegoat.
Oh my god, Scapegoat Jack Perry. I love that shit. But I feel like the company when Punk was there, especially when Punk was given all the shit with Collision and all that stuff, they were trying to be like WWE, and it's like we don't want that. And it's like even if you have to run smaller venues, who cares, bro? Just be the company that we all love, which is what they've been since, I think, the beginning of the Continental Classic. That was really their reset. The women are getting used more. Yeah, it's still 920. Yeah, it's still one match a night. But, hey, like we talked about earlier, Mercedes comes in. That could change it. The tag team division is slowly putting itself back together. Private Party's back. They had a great match with Top Flight this week. I think we're moving in the right direction. Oh, my God, so over. Ridiculous.
I've never heard Private Party that over ever. The last time I heard them that over was back when they first started Dynamite. Yeah, when Dynamite first started.
Mm-hmm. And then Sammy just got back, and we know the Jericho stuff is in shambles because of Kenny being out and fucking idiot reporters lying about shit and then fucking making it worse for everybody else. But it's I think that it's been a healing couple of months for AEW. I think Tony Khan has figured out the type of booker that he wants to be, and we're just running with it. I know that their TV deal is about to come up soon. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, and screw all your haters. They don't like AEW anymore. Literally, they just released that AEW just did record numbers for the company in 2023. Yeah. You fuck out of here that they don't like them. What the fuck? Why would they hate a company that's been doing record ratings for them?
And there's no way, even if Warner hated AEW, Warner ain't going to give WWE the money that fucking Amazon's about to give them. So have fun watching Monday Night Raw on fucking Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's going to be.
And make sure you got to spend that extra $2.99 to get rid of ads, because now they're going to charge you for ads.
Yeah.
At least up here. I don't know if that's happening to you.
Support whatever company you watch. Watch TNA, watch New Japan, watch AEW. Fuck the Fed. Don't watch them. But it's going to be a big year for AEW. Tony Khan tweeted that today. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of cool stuff happening. And fucking Will Ospreay ain't even get here yet, bro.
Yeah, Ospreay is not here. And to elaborate on Ospreay really quickly here, I need you AEW fans to please watch the last couple of entrances of Ospreay. Watch it all. Watch the in-ring stuff. When he brings that shit over, you give him the same energy as those New Japan fans, because that part of the entrance where they chant Ospreay, goose fucking bums. When I was watching that at Wrestle Kingdom, I'm like, dude, this guy's a fucking megastar.
Oh my god, dude!
Come on,
perfect. Everything they need. He can be their another. I mean, not there, but he could be another big star for them.
Literally,
a huge star for them.
Literally,
he stood the best. compliment you give Will Ospreay is he stood across from Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley, which are 3 of AEW's biggest stars ever, and he felt like he belonged.
Yeah.
So like you translate that to an American audience, and you hope it works, but it's like almost guaranteed. This dude is. People see his moveset, they're gonna be like, oh my god, bruv.
Like he's literally like. But like he's literally gonna do what he said he did in that promo, like back was the Kia Forum when they brought him out and saying that he signed. He's gonna
down, bruv.
Yeah, but what he said, he's like he'll show everybody what All Elite really is. Like he's going to come in here and have nothing but fucking unreal matches with people. Unreal matches.
Yeah, and then maybe the fucking kayfabe list can actually give him the rest of the year, except a wrestler that. Like Seth Rollins, like get the fuck out of here. Bro.
That's what I mean. Like just literally all you guys have to do, if you're unfamiliar with Ospreay, if you're unfamiliar with him and you've only seen like one match like from a few years back or whatnot, there's 2 matches you have to watch in the past year that will just sell you on him. Is Kenny and him last year Forbidden Door. You can rewatch even the Wrestle Kingdom one before that.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Okada this year. Him and Okada this year had a fucking beautiful ending.
Oh my God,
masterpiece ending to the end of both of them fighting each other and the end of Ospreay's like New Japan run. Like it was just storybook amazing, and the hug at the end, like that was just so well done.
He's going to be a big deal here, and there's a lot of fucking exciting things about to happen. But we appreciate you guys tuning in to listen. I don't even know how long we went, but
over an hour, but we're good. Just over an hour.
Yeah, so we're good. So we appreciate you guys listening. We're gonna try to keep the shows around an hour just because it's only the 2 of us. But hey, we could have kept talking, right?
Yeah. It's the first show back. We could easily talk for 2 hours, but they'll
easily.
probably be shorter next time.
Yeah. No, I mean it is what it is. But like, we appreciate you guys listening. For anybody in the past who has watched Kyle and Ant do the Alliance Wrestling Federation, that is going through a rehaul. I don't know if you want to talk about it here, Kyle. Just you guys are ending, and then you're starting up something coming up.
Yeah. So to anyone that is part of that knows that Anthony is now taking his talents to South Beach. No, but he's leaving the EFED world because his Disney stuff is taken off. He has to also be a dad because he's a dad to 2 wonderful girls. So being a dad comes first, and he's got a lot of personal stuff in his life that's he can't put 100% effort into e-fedding, which is totally understandable because it does require a lot. I can manage it, which is fine, so I'm going to be doing it all by myself. It won't be as we're not going to have the 2 shows a week thing, but I'll be still taking over, and I'll be still doing it on my spare time because I love it. I absolutely love creating storylines and love doing graphics and love all doing that crap. That shit's my jam. I get told all the time that I do such a good job of it, so I'm going to continue doing it. So I'm going to the drawing board as soon as the season's over and going to refresh it. I've talked to Phil about a few ideas I want to do, so he's excited for it because he's in it. So, yeah. So just look out for that, I guess, if you guys are. And if you don't know, go to the Twitter account. That's, yes, it's Twitter, not the other one. Twitter.com/ oh my God, _AWF. Maybe for now. So just, what does that mean?
If you want people to follow you,
follow me. Oh man, fuck. I don't tweet a lot anymore. I used to be an avid tweeter. Now it's like I'll tweet during Dynamite because I have it open, and at the same, if I'm not, I'm kind of just liking and retweeting shit.
Yeah, Twitter's weird now because like it's hard to get discovered now. Like I feel like back in like Rant with Ant days, like listen,
that's because Elon Musk fucked up the algorithm, man.
I have like 700 followers. So
Elon Musk is in here and is like, you know what? Where's the algorithm? All right, where's the blender? Here we go.
Yeah, let's just fuck everything up. But listen, follow at Elite POV. That's the only Twitter you need to follow. Besides the AWF one that Kyle just said. So stay tuned. A lot of fun things in store for this year, and we thank you guys for listening again. And remember,
hold up, we are going to announce on there because I know people were asking.
Yes.
Our live shows. When we figure it out and we figure out a date and time, just look out on the Twitter account. That's where we'll announce it. Yeah,
we'll announce it on Twitter. So at Elite POV on Twitter will be that announcement. But thank you guys for listening to another episode of Elite POV. And remember, you don't need a hat to be a cowboy. And fuck your fans.
Fuck CM Punk. Bye.
Fuck CM Punk. Bye.